Thank you for watching Toronto TV. Tonight we have a very interesting couple coming to talk to us about their life. Mr. Racco of the MPP in the Queen's Park, and Sandra Yang, who's going to represent Warren in the City Council. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, we are very interested to know about you because one of you is the sort of we call a Chinese community. The other one is going to be the son-in-law of the sort of the Chinese community. So let us try to start with this interesting thing. Are you sure that both of you share the same political views before you are so interested to get into professional politics?
Well, certainly we share the same political view in general, because both of us are liberals, and both of us have been working for 10 years together.
10 years together.
So there has to be lots of similarities, otherwise we wouldn't survive.
You never argue?
Oh, we do argue.
Oh, yes, we do.
We do argue. Not necessarily about politics, but
I'm talking about political views.
No, in political view, there may be some difference of opinion on some issues, but nothing significant. I think that the philosophical position is basically about the same, in my opinion. But
Sandra, what about you don't like some of his views? Can you tell us something that you may not share?
I think that we do in general. The views are pretty well similar. I think it's the way we get to that view. Like we have different ways of approaches. I mean, I know because of my background being the music major. My background is more of a creative type of
more cultural.
Yes, more cultural, more creative. Whereas he is an accountant, so he's much more straightforward, much more direct in the way he gets.
So he look after the purse of the people, and you look after the mind.
Balance the books.
That's
and then you balance the books, and then you make sure that they have
they
have creative activity.
Exactly.
And that's a very good mix.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, what about, say, for example, on other social issues? For example, do you have a different priority when you say if you are in your husband's position, are you going to do the same thing except the same way?
Oh, I don't think I would do it exactly the same way. I'm sure I'll have different ways of doing things. I might. It's hard to say, because I'm not in there.
She can't differ much from me because she's the president of my riding. So as a liberal and president of the Liberal Party, she kind of is within the same sphere of political beliefs. Of course, there could be some minor differences, but at the end of the day, I mean, the policy of my party is the policies that come from the people and they go through the organization. And of course, she's the president. She can't differ very much.
So when you run for your as a candidate for the Liberal Party in the riding, are you involved in helping him to, say, for example, to draw up the campaign platform?
Yes, I was very much involved. As a matter of fact, I started off with this nomination first. We had to get the people, the members signed up, so we were very, very heavily involved in that and getting the people and making sure that they were going to come out to vote for him so that we can ensure that he would be nominated to be the representative for the Thornhill riding. So once that was done, then we started the preparatory work in getting the election, getting ready for the election. So there were a lot of planning. I ran 4 of his campaigns. Mostly, the 3 of them were municipal campaigns, which are quite different than the provincial. Municipal, no matter what, is much smaller. You're covering a much smaller area, and the issues are different too, because you're talking more in the issues of things that are affecting your own area, whereas in the provincial you're talking more.
So the voters, when they make the choices previously for your husband as a councillor, they know you already quite well.
Yes.
So they are quite sure that they will get they buy one and get one free.
Prior to that, of course, then when she ran, they had a choice, of course, of 7 candidates, as a matter of fact, and they chose her. So I think that it's fair to say that she was able to be able to convince them that she was the better candidate at the municipal level, and of course that's why she was successful. But to answer the prior question, the political philosophical beliefs, I mean, I put together my flyer on my positions. Once I do that, I'll just give it to her to finalize it. So at the end of the day, basically what you got is my philosophy, but with also her thinking. And that's what the flyer really came out as. And therefore, that's why I'm saying that the philosophical, political belief was the same.
Well, you're very smart, because you know that half of the voters will be women, and a women's touch will make something even better.
That's one strategy, by the way. You want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable with what you are saying. And of course, jokes aside, you say what you believe, because if you don't say what you believe, when you knock at the door, the people can read. And therefore, but then the experts do the final touch, and that's what Sandra did.
It's interesting to ask Sandra, before you become the councillor in the city, your husband has been there for a few sessions already. What will you be achieving that he has not yet achieved?
Well, for one thing is I'm hoping that I can bring the subway up to the city of Vaughan. That is one of the biggest challenges.
From where to where?
The Spadina subway line, going all the way up to the York University, which is really
This
needed.
is very exciting.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's needed. There are so many students going to that York University. We need that. And from there, going all the way up to the city of Vaughan, and then Vaughan Corporate Center, you could call it, and that's right in the Jane and Highway 7, that area. So I'm hoping that's something that I'm going to be striving for.
It's your priority.
That's my priority.
So if you do this, a lot of people will think that you are very wonderful having this achieved.
Well,
but can you achieve in persuading sort of the council, particular David Miller, to give the highest of all priority?
Oh, definitely.
There is a competing sort of priority. Some people are talking about expanding the Shepherd to Scarborough Town Centre.
Yes.
Which one do you think is more urgent?
In my opinion, I truly feel that the Spadina subway line is the most important, because you have to also remember all the people from Barrie and everybody up north coming down. The traffic gridlock right now is so bad that, you know.
I'm a great supporter of the TTC. Every time I went to York University, I think how much better it will be from Dunsborough to
By the way,
straight.
David Miller and I had a discussion prior to the vote,
and
he made clear to me that his priority, really, his biggest priority, is public transportation. And the issue becomes, would it be Scarborough or the Spadina? But I think there is a strong understanding all over the GTA that York University is the line that needs some priority. One of the reasons being that there is about 50,000 students today attending the university. They have the biggest parking lot anywhere in the GTA.
I know that from the analysis of the poll, when people are asked their top priority among the constituents in the municipal election in Toronto, they say that the mass transit and transportation is the #1 priority. I hope that you can achieve this, and we hope that you can persuade David Miller that it doesn't take 10 years to do the job. It can be faster. With this small note, you can pause for a while, and have a little break, and then we'll come back to our very interesting conversation with this political couple. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll continue. Thank you for watching Toronto TV. My name is Thomas Mann, and with us our interesting couple, Sandra Young and Mr. Racco. They both are newly elected into a new area of something they haven't experienced before. Can you tell us a bit of your new experience in the Queen's Park? Are you very busy now, or much busier than before?
Much more busier than before, but not because we're doing anything, only because you have to sit and listen to what the NDP have to say most of the time. Unfortunately, when at Queen's Park, we all sit, because we gotta leave the house, but it doesn't mean that we're producing much. When you have members of...
If not producing, why should we elect you?
Exactly. The problem is that we have the opposition that will ask votes, counts for everything that we say, that's when the problem starts. I think many people are not familiar, unfortunately, what's happening inside the house. Most of us are there because we want to do something. Of course, there's people who are there to achieve their goal. You can blame them for that. But the way they go about is not the way I would.
I know.
And so last night we were there until midnight, but we didn't really do much except listening to complaints.
Well, this is part of the job of the legislator. You have to listen to your opponents. You have to read the papers. You have to prepare your homework before you attend the meeting.
We do spend 4 days debating, and the 5th day, Friday, then normally we go to the constituency office. So if in fact we spend 4 days sitting in the house and doing not much, well, we can only spend 1 day for the constituency. At the municipal level, what normally happens is that you spend a day, the equivalent of about a day discussing in public. The rest is in committee and meeting with people. So there's quite a difference in ratio, how much time you spend with the people and how much time you spend with your colleague.
So you have to get used to the new job.
Yes, of course. Yes.
How about you? Are you busy, say, running the council affairs, or you are also equally busy in meeting people like us so that we can know each other and then more people will support you in the next election?
Well, right now, I just got sworn in on Monday, so we're just getting our office settled in. We're getting some orientations, getting our assistants settled in, and just reading a lot about the different files and so forth. But starting Monday, the 8th, we're going to be having official meetings outside, public meetings, so it's going to be actually, it's going to be quite packed that day. It's going to be from morning till night, so I'm sort of looking forward to it. There will be a lot of different issues that we're going to be going through.
Before you get into your job, are you familiar with what your husband is doing in the last, say, many years?
Yes, I am.
You have read sometimes the papers, and you know what they are talking about, and what will be your highest priority in the council? The highest priority you want to achieve, what committees you join, or in future, if you have more power, you will be the chairman of certain committee?
Well, I think one of the main committees will be chairing the Spadina subway extension.
Or they have a special committee?
Yes, there is. As a matter of fact, my husband was the chair.
The founder.
And the founder and the chair.
So you are a continuation of an unfinished job.
That's right, that's right.
Well, that committee is made up of the City of Toronto, members of council, York University, Region of York, and the City of Vaughan. So there is 4 bodies, 4 organizations which belong. We also had the mayor of Barrie. We also, I believe, had someone from the City of Brampton. So we had a number of other municipalities that sat on my committee, and we are the one who basically have been pushing the public transportation issue, or the Spadina, or the subway.
Can you bring your unfinished job in the council to the Queen's Park, so that the Queen's Park can have another sort of thrust in this important issue, so that the railway extension can be...
Well, I mean, that's one of the things that we are trying to do is to work between municipal and provincial and getting partnership and getting them to help us out and giving us the money. So definitely.
Can you tell us about a little bit more what kind of time schedule will actually get the approval, and then how long will we expect it to get it?
Well, you would normally you would look at 8 to 10 years.
8 to 10 years
because
too long.
You have to do study. You have to. It takes about 5 to 6 years just to build a subway. It all depends on if there's any new technology, if the soil, the condition of the soil. Those are standards dates, but we have already done some work. Some studies have been done. They have been updated right now to make sure that the moment that the funding becomes available, that the actual work can start. And by the way, the money would normally come from the province. It's the Tories who changed the formula, but we, the municipality cannot afford. This is not Hong Kong or Tokyo. This is Vaughan and Toronto, and the population is very low. So we need or the Queen's Park must provide significant funding, and also the same to be able to build a subway.
Yeah, it's a very good news to hear about anyway. Once you get go ahead, it's a good news already. Can you tell us about your new interesting thing about when you talk to the press that you want to advocate for something like a senior club for the Chinese community? Like those accommodating the Jewish and the Italian residents.
That's right. Yeah, well,
it's a very exciting thing.
Well, in the city of Vaughan, I mean, we one of the things that they do is they do provide senior, or they help to the seniors to form a club, and they provide them with a facility to have to enjoy themselves by they can play cards, they go in, they have little parties, they play bingos and so forth, and they do trips.
Are there sufficient Chinese in terms of population to justify these quickly?
I think so. I truly think so. This last time when we knocked on doors, I think we had quite a good...
Well, you have a few thousand Chinese easily. The question is how many of them are prepared to really participate in a senior club. But I think that if people smell that it's marchand that they can play, they will be.
How can you convince that the money is well spent? How can you go ahead in having this as a petition or something very urgent?
Well, I think it's just mainly if we can get enough people to form the club, we're going to be able to convince the city of Vaughan to give us the money and the facility.
The city of Vaughan doesn't need much money because what we normally do, we use our own community center. We allocate a room for the seniors on Duffin and Clark first. We have 3 senior clubs, so there's 3 rooms allocated. So we would provide one of our facility, and we also provide $500 a year for coffee money. So the membership doesn't even have to worry about the expenditure. But what they normally do, they buy a membership for $5 a year.
Are you selling this idea to the Chinese community?
Yes.
Are they having a very good reception about it?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm a director of the YCCCA, which is the York Central Chinese Canadian Association. The president of that association lives in my area, and he's very much interested in
that's very interesting. So you are very optimistic that it's going to, the money will come and then the project will be supported.
Yes.
And as a final, both of you are very busy. What will you do together in your spare time?
We go to many functions, so that's our social part. There's also fundraising, also community events within the Chinese community, within the Italian, within everybody. We are invited to every ethnic community I can think of.
Yeah,
every day there's
like tomorrow night we have 3 functions to go to.
I see. So they are all geared towards say meeting the people.
Yes.
But what about yourself? You must have your private life together.
We try to spend some time with our kids.
Okay. And you travel?
We do some traveling, yes. If we can get away, we will try to get away.
And what kind of food you both enjoy together? Chinese?
Japanese,
Chinese, Italian, Canadian. Mostly though we eat Italian and Chinese is maybe the biggest number.
I think it's a very enjoyable conversation with you both. I hope that after, say, when you are in both councils for some time, we can meet together and tell us more about your interesting story.